It was good. It was good. Hey, look, I'm gonna get straight to the point, man. So I mean, our mutual friend that's going through that situation with his old lady, right? Where they had the argument about who does what, who's more valuable here, and this and that. Well, it seems to be what we all go through in our relationships, right? Especially dealing with a arrogant chick or a pretty chick. We all want to know
those alpha females.
Yeah. We want to know. We need to know, what value are you bringing to me, as we know what value I'm bringing to you as a man.
Well, what's the value of it? That's where everything gets complicated at, if you really think about it, because what they think is value to us, is it really valuable to us?
Facts.
They can, like, if you talk to most of these independent females, however they want to consider it, because you find out that they built themselves to be a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Based off the value and the value that they think they're gonna bring to you. I'm like, that's another nigga.
Facts. Facts.
How is that beneficial to me? I got a bunch of friends.
You know what I mean? Glad you made that point. So look, this is what we're gonna do, bro. I came across this random clip, right? TikTok. And I said, this is gonna make for some interesting dialogue for us to have today. Now, mind you, I know somebody's gonna watch this, and keep in mind, guys, to be frank, we're not doing this for your entertainment. We're just three brothers having a conversation publicly.
Gotcha.
And you guys are fortunate just to be able to be a part of it. So if you want to chime in, do so. If not, I really don't give a shit. We're gonna talk.
We're gonna talk in a way.
Yeah, right. But these are things we say
when people ain't around.
Yeah, when people aren't around. We're just having a genuine conversation. But check this out, gents. We'll get each other's thoughts after the fact. Let's get it.
Saying, yo, what do you bring to the table?
Let me have this. Men, y'all probably really just don't know exactly what a woman brings. Get your pens and paper. Let's talk about the purpose of a table. I'm talking to you, love, with all the beautiful hair.
You said what they need a table for?
Right. To sit down and eat at it, right? You gather at this table. Let's say I'm your woman, hypothetically. Everyone sitting at this table, either one came in me or came out of me. We can agree on that?
Yeah.
I'm the purpose for even having the table. Everybody at this table is nurtured, cared for, looked after by me. If I deem you worthy enough to even extend your legacy, which means give you children, consider that an honor and a privilege.
Hey, I'm gonna finish the video. Any thoughts? Anybody want to get off real quick?
Man, I could rip that apart.
You want to rip
that apart? First of all, just on the last thing, the honor and the privilege. If it was such an honor and a privilege to have so much offspring, why we got so many broken families in this country? Why we got so many women out here hollering about how their baby daddies was a mistake?
Facts.
Don't get me going on that. Now, in a perfect world, in a utopian society, what she said might have had some merit. If women were doing what they were supposed to do, if women were really out here being nurturers and everything, but you have to. It's a crapshoot, to find a woman who's worth a darn. Half these women don't even take care of their kids.
They want to get true like they grandmothers, but act like they that loose cousin that nobody get to come, but you only see her doing those Thanksgiving dinners. She can't come around all the time. That's she's doing all right. She's still trying to get herself together. Make too many excuses to the point where they feel like their mistakes ain't mistakes.
Oh, they realize that at the baby daddy 5.
No, they don't.
Oh, they still learn?
Listen, they still looking like when you get the baby father 3, and you should be cool with a dude that works every day and come home to you. At this point, you can't be selective. Can you really? If you really care about your kids, you got to get somebody that's going to be a father figure at that point. and,
you know what,
and
man?
maintain that role.
Based on what I've seen, just my personal experience and just secondhand, experiences through other people, like I could make a strong argument, man, that these women don't really care about being
In a relationship,
great
no more.
mothers. No, I was gonna say great mothers. They don't care. They care about the perception of being a mother. They care about the adulation that comes with
That
being
too.
a mother from the society. But as far as actually putting in the work and doing what they're supposed to do, because I look at it like this: statistics, they've been out for a while. Without a father in the home, your child is like what, 60-70% less likely to be a successful adult.
Because they become enablers.
Yeah, but
Like,
if you know that, why would you let your emotions and everything keep you and your child from a family unit?
Big facts with that is due to the fact that they do have a man. It's called Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam.
There you go.
Uncle Sam pays for the rent. Uncle Sam helps pay for the for the lights. Uncle Sam helps pay for the food. No, excuse me, not help. Uncle Sam pays for that.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam is the big trick daddy.
I call him Uncle Daddy. That's
like
Uncle Daddy.
like the biggest trick in the world right now is Uncle Sam in America, because he tricking off that paper, and he makes a woman will listen. You just got to trick off enough money to make her listen. Think about it. They listen to their boss. They don't that same sassy attitude that you get from them outside of work. Oh, they know how to keep it professional, to keep that job, keep that money coming in. They also know how to keep it professional when them peoples come down there to do their inspection and everything like that. Ain't no man in that house. If I tell you not to have a man in that house, you ain't gonna have a man in that house.
They follow instructions very well.
They follow.
Oh yeah.
It's how long you are in it. Like, and even with Uncle Sam, there's an 18-year limit, because once they stop doing that, they stop listening.
Ooh, boy, y'all spitting fire. Hey, you know what? In Shorty's defense, let's let her finish, right, and see where she's going with it. We could be wrong in an assumption of what she's trying to convey to us.
Okay.
But let's see.
Because parts of me have to die to give you life. There are things in my body that will never be the same after bearing children for you. And you're telling me at the very least, you don't want to take care of me?
Nah, I can't.
All right, cool.
It takes
All right.
Take two. Because without me, it could be no family. A family is a family. Like, if you rent it, you need 3 times the rent. It's a teamwork thing. Because if I lack of, you're supposed to be able to, all right, well, here, this and that. If I'm struggling, all right, if I can't get it, all right, I'm going to need you to get that. It's nothing wrong with that. Like, so
it's something wrong with that, baby. In order for any family to sustain, there has to be balance. You're talking about this 50-50 stuff as if it really exists. If I have to get out of my bed to work 8 hours, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours, which I do right now, and then I have to still come home and I still have to tend to the children. I have to take care of the home. I have to give you sex. I have to stroke your ego, and I have to restore you from all that you've been through throughout the day. What am I left with for myself? You would never be able to outwork a good woman. You should find a capable woman, but you do not want a working woman. When the chips are down, yes, baby, I am capable of rolling.
Hold on. He couldn't contain himself. He said, fuck that.
Not mix old-fashioned and modern ideas.
There you
go.
go.
The only reason why old-fashioned ideas went down, because there was old-fashioned ways to make sure it did go down. There's a reason why Grandpa made sure that he came home sometimes and just gave Grandma the whole check. Part of that was for she can see, I ain't like what you think we got, we ain't got.
Right.
And second about that is that because you do what you need to do, and you also sacrificing because we're trying to make it, that I have to treat you a certain type of way. You know, that comes along with it. You
miss one thing though. He can trust her.
Yeah, with it.
There you go. Do the right thing with
because he knows that, hey, if the bills ain't getting paid and I gave you enough money to get the bills paid, why ain't the bills paid? She knew what to do with it.
And there was a sense of honor.
Yeah, the kids need this. She went out and got what the kids need.
Right.
Now, if she wanted to be thrifty and be thrifty and got what the kids, as long as they got what the kids need and got herself something else along with it, that's what she's supposed to do anyway. You want somebody in there that can balance the checkbook to the point where, you ain't got no worries. And all I got to do is go in here and work hard. She knows how to do this and put money off to the side.
And they can stretch $1, make $1 out of
because
15
they
cents.
didn't. You gotta understand, most families didn't get right until the kids left the nest anyway. They was good, and then once the kids left the nest and they were successful, they started being grown people themselves. That's when grandma and grandpa really flourished. They didn't flourish while they was raising them. They knew that, okay, as long as we pay this house, the house can be paid off. 18 years, the kids will be out of here. We ain't got to pay rent no more. So now, or mortgage, whatever the case may be, we ain't got to pay this no more because it's paid off. We're living here now. It's not a short-term run; it's a long-term run. But people want to come into a situation as messes to a person who got a perfect lifestyle.
They want that instant gratification.
Too
much reality TV, man. Like the internet and the TV really mess these chicks up.
It's a narcissistic personality. They all have it.
No, they say men are narcissistic.
No, you can't be narcissistic. If my job is to provide, I'm automatically thinking about everybody except for me.
Exactly.
Fire.
Exactly.
So they try to downgrade or put to make it seem like what you're doing was what you're supposed to do.
Oh shit! They try to minimize a man's contributions to the relationship.
But then they were going to, but they have this is how ironic it is. You try to minimize that, but you're going to wait and list for 18 months to get Uncle Sam to do exactly what you wanted that man to do.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. It's
100%.
Nasty work.
Bro, fire. I mean, check this out, though. Shorty said, now, I think I'm hearing this correct, right? She said, if you're privileged enough for her to decide to bring forth your children in this world, then you should, A, assume responsibility for her financial whereabouts, her financial needs. B, lead the household, right? And C, treat her as the table that she is, because she is the purpose of the table. Without her, there would be no table.
That's like putting
what she's saying. So what she's saying is, without me, there is no relationship, there is no life, there is no legacy.
A pimp named Slapback.
Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I feel you, but I don't feel you. I know what she's clarifying what you're saying, but I don't. You can't say I'm gonna put myself on a pedestal, because one, if you're making a family, the kids are on a pedestal. Y'all working to make them successful in life, not yourself.
But you know what? Just to elaborate on that, it's not so much. I feel where she's coming from. I really do. Like I can empathize with what she's trying to get across, but what she's missing is that these chicks don't do what they're supposed to do. Like there's a lot of men out here who have no problem with what she's saying and doing what she's saying. If a woman was a nurturer to the kids, if she took care of the house, if she took care and made sure her man was stress-free when he came home from dealing with the world, out there working, trying to get this bread. But these chicks don't do that. They want all those rewards with none of the responsibility. They don't want to make any sacrifices on their end. And what it boils down to is that these chicks, they care more about how they look to the world than what they actually, what they actually bring into their family.
Exactly.
I remember, and I think I said something before. I remember one time, man, I was up at the outlets in Williamsburg, and I overheard this conversation with this chick, man, and like she was cussing this dude out on the phone about how this ain't right. Her baby going to school wearing Skechers. I'm sitting thinking to myself, are they new shoes? Are they new shoes?
I wore tonics.
Are they clean? Like, is the boy barefoot? Is it really that much of a big deal that he ain't got Jordans on? And just to bring it back, their priorities ain't straight. Plain and simple.
It's entitlement. That's like how she's talking is a narcissistic talk. Like you're you're putting yourself on a pedestal and minimizing what a man is actually supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to do this anyway. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, this was one hand washes the other. It's the reason why he put the grandma on the pedestal, but it's part of it how they was raised. Those women who saw their grandmothers get this type of treatment was like, well, I want to let him do what he did. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, not knowing that she was sacrificing to get to make sure y'all was straight.
Right.
Sometimes nobody's perfect. You're gonna have it. If a person's working 12 hours, like she's playing up here, imagine a man working 12 hours. More likely he's working a labor type of job. He's dealing with a lot of extra stuff. You're not doing these sit down paperwork jobs where you're just writing stuff and dealing with like a lot of women are in sales or they're in administration type jobs. Now imagine dealing with a man who's really got a good income and he didn't go to college. More likely he's out there putting that work in every single day, dealing with stuff. And not only that, trying to keep his job security, but then he got to go home and then think about his girl like a boss and try to keep a relationship security, because look how she's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
She's thinking that she don't need a man.
You know what else you didn't mention? He still got to make time for the kids. And if they are doing a 50-50 thing, he has to do half of the chores, right? To accommodate her. You know, I mean, so the work day doesn't end, you know.
Like the stuff she was complaining about, if a man is really in there doing that, that's what you're supposed to do anyway. You complain. We always say you don't complain till the work's done. If the work ain't done, why are you complaining about it for? I can't be at job. I can't be calling you all day while I'm at work. Like, God damn, this shit get on my nerves. Why I gotta pay this rent? Dealing with these people. No, I just gotta put my head down and do what I gotta do. I don't get no like if I don't get no cheers and no parades for doing mine, you can't get the same for doing yours.
Hey, look, let's let old girl finish real quick.
Up my sleeves and doing what we got to do to get back on our feet, with the notion that once you are stable, you are going to relieve me of that duty, because it is not my job. But if I got to get out of my bed and go work for a man, guess what I'm doing? I'm excuse my language, I'm fucking with two men, because I have to get out of my bed and go appease one at work, do what he tells me to do, follow his orders, get the whatever. And then you want me to come home and then appease you? Oh, and then take care of the kids? Oh, then cook and clean? Oh, then you want some sex?
Oh my God.
You want all that on me for the sake of making it easier on you? If I'm willing to roll back my sleeves and work two jobs, which I'm doing right now, what you think I'm gonna expect you to do? You better be willing to work four. You better be willing to take off your shirt.
That's hard.
If I roll up a sleeve, you better be willing to take off your shirt for me.
You know, I can't front because it kind of annoyed me how homeboy was gassing her up, you know.
So she just gotta like I said, a lot of women, you got a lot of broken women speaking to women that ain't broken, trying to give them the game.
There you go.
Like you can't get mad because you made a bad decision. That's what it was. They don't want to. That's part of single mothers. Like, and I hate to say it like this, but part of single mothers is the fact that they didn't want to take acceptance of the fact that they made a bad decision in life.
Yeah. You knew that dude won't shit when you buck with him.
Exactly.
You knew
now
that.
You want somebody also to come in there and fix your broken home, but also fix your broken heart.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't keep the man that you wanted to have kids with.
Now, in all fairness, though, she didn't say that she was a baby mama, right? We can't assume that she is a baby mama. Maybe she's talking about her relationship that she's in currently.
That's what I'm talking about.
With the kid's father. You know, and that stepdaddy step.
What I'm saying is, if she's doing all this, I work 2 jobs, I work 12 hours a day, this, that, and the other, and you're assuming that because you're doing all, it comes from it, like the guy that was talking, he coming from a special perspective. Right. She's coming from a personal situation.
Okay.
You can't do that because when you speak, you're supposed to speak on a generalized. Like I'm talking to regular people,
right,
who got regular stuff going on. There's always independent variables. And it's messed up that there are independent variables. The same way we got those type of situations, you also got men that deal with bitter baby mamas.
You know what? I'm glad you made that point, because my rebuttal to all of this, I was about to piss y'all off for real, but my rebuttal was coming from an anecdotal, personal response, not a general response. Because really, in this place, 40 years old in my life, I don't want a woman to answer to any other man but me. You know what I mean? So she made some valid points. She was like, shit, I'm fucking two men. One man I have to listen to. The other man I can argue with and take all my frustrations out on, right? So when she go to that job, she has to comply with everything that man tells her to do in order to keep her job and keep her money. So I want her answering to me that way, right? I want to be the source of income and stability, not some stranger that has more control over my household than I do. You know what I mean? So that's a valid point. And in fact, that's an argument that I brought up, and I bring up a lot when I'm dealing with women, right? As far as, I want you to work on the family legacy. Let's create something together and build something together, business-wise or entrepreneur investing or whatever. I don't want you answering to somebody else. And my thoughts are, when I was younger and I couldn't afford to take care of a woman, right? It was very important to me that she had her own shit. You know what I mean? Real shit.
Facts.
Like when I couldn't pay my bills by myself, when I couldn't pay my rent, and I had these struggle ramen noodle moments, it was important. Any chick I dealt with, she had to have a job, she had to have a car, she had to have her own financial stuff going on too. But the older I got, and the more established and stability I got, I can care less about now what her job is, how much money she's bringing to the table. I'm not even counting her money. I'm thinking about what ways can she bring value to my life and what I got going on. In fact, if she got her own stuff going on, that hinders my plan, because it's two people on two separate plans, that will make it difficult for us to come together on one plan. You know what I mean? So I feel on that, and that's my stance today.
Yeah.
Any chick I'm dealing with, I don't give a fuck what you got going on. Once you get involved with me,
what can we build?
You're right. You on my fucking plan. I'm the manager. I'm the scheduler. I'm the fucking planner. I'm going to set this plan forth. I'm going to get your input, right? And then we're going to execute our roles to make this shit happen. You know what I mean? Whether your role is to stay home, clean, take care of the kids, and manage the finances while I go out here and do what I got to do to get money, which is more likely what it's going to be.
Thanks.
Let's do that. You know what I mean? But you had to let go of all that other crap that's impeding where we're trying to go. So I feel her on that. And to be honest, it's a privilege to have a woman to bring forth your children that's not under malicious terms, right? Because some women will have a baby just to get a guaranteed check. You know what I'm saying? But it used to be an honor, right? Now it's a setup, because it's a guaranteed paycheck for them for the next 20 years, right? And we should see it as a privilege too, when a good woman wants to bring forth our child to continue our legacy. You know what I mean? Because although the life doesn't start with her, she incubates the life, and it's like a parasite. It feeds off of her. It feeds off of everything she has going on in her body, takes the calcium from her bones, and it does, in a sense, restructure her whole biology just to bring forth this other life. It's a lot that when women really think about that, they sacrifice to do that, right? So they should be a lot more selective of whose legacy they want to carry on, number one, right? And number two, there is a responsibility on us to understand that it is a privilege, you know what I mean, for a woman to bring forth our child.
Most definitely.
You know what? I want to touch on a couple of things you said, because I feel you. There's a couple of things I will honestly disagree on.
Oh, let's get it.
The first thing is this. As far as, not caring if a woman has a job or not, or she has her own, I think that changes based on the context. The old-fashioned way of thinking, things were different back then. You could live a middle-class life and send a kid to school, to college, on a one parent income. You know what I'm saying? You know, I grew up with my neighbors, so I grew up with. They were older. You know, lady, she passed away when she was 92. My point being is that back then, you know, a man working a blue collar job, 40, 50 hours a week was enough to buy a house, get a new car every couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your kids pretty well, eat good food and everything. That's not the case anymore. You know, so you can't take those old fashioned values and bring them into this new environment, because whether you want to admit it or not, it was done purposely. It's hard to make it on a one income household. And people, you know, everybody wants to be big money boss and all that. But the bottom line is, like, I'll admit it right now. Me working, I can't take care of a woman and 4 kids on my income comfortably. You know, and not to live the way I want to live, not to provide them the things I want to provide them. Those days are gone. You know, like we're living in a different time now. So in order for a woman to expect that, quite frankly, she has to be exceptional. So for me, it does matter if you can hold down a job. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have to, but I need to know that if times get tight, you're not going to huff and puff and complain when I say, hey, baby, you got to go out here and get this part-time job for a couple of months because, you know, we trying to do this. Or, hey, baby, we trying to get this rental property over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need a little extra income so we can build this income source in the future. So if you're gonna huff and puff about all that, you're not the one for me. And me, how I value myself, because I have no problem cooking. I'm a great cook. You can look at me and tell I'm eating good. You know what I'm saying? I'll go out there, I'll make your lunch for you. You know, that all that male, female role, that don't bother me. I know who I am as a person. I'm gonna do what we gotta do to make it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that may be, as long as you don't disrespect me, we good. If I gotta cook, if you work in the late night shift or whatever, and you want breakfast when you come home, and I can do it, guess what? I'm gonna do it. But I need that same attitude from you. I don't need you telling me about male roles and female roles when it's impeding our progress, because it's about me and you. It ain't about what society thinks about us. It's about what we building together. So to me, a lot of that other crap is just nonsense to me. You know? you gotta for real, you gotta come with something, man, because like these people.
That's real, but the only reason why they got these personalities is due to the fact that somebody entertained this back.
Exactly.
Feel this way.
Exactly.
And I feel like it's like what's that album by Lauryn Hill? It's a miseducation of black women out there.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
For real. It's like you want something, but you don't want to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like you want instant success. But if I'm successful, and I know I'm successful, and I know that I'm uplifting you, I'm no longer looking at me. I need to be the person. If you really think about it, if a person adds value to your life, the way that video was talking about adding value to her life. Right. It wasn't talking about really adding value to him, because guess what? Kids 80% of women are baby mothers of some sort, whether in a marriage or whether they're single or whatever the case may be.
Well, no, honestly, a child is a burden. Yeah. No matter how you look at it, it's another burden.
But like, if you think it's so, like, only 20% of men become fathers during their lifetime. You know what I'm saying? 80% of women become mothers. So it's not a commodity to me. It's a luxury for you, if you really think about it, because this is my seed. A seed can grow anywhere as long as it's dirt. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! And you take care of it, it will grow.
There you go.
But you gotta do things to an egg. You gotta fertilize the egg.
Right.
So, and not only that's just a nature of life. When it's born, you still gotta fertilize it. You gotta make it grow to be something.
Right.
When kids get a certain age, and they're in these single mothers situations, they also they're men. A lot of men, they'll come out for the men. I'm not talking about for the girls. They have an image there. They have a role model, something that they should be following. But men, the boys growing up, they don't have it. The reason why they don't have these type of good men coming out is because they're producing them. They either seeing what their mothers are doing to women out here, and knowing that and come with the concept that these bitches ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Use my French, but these bitches ain't shit. Or they like
to the street.
I don't like women in general because they all dirty. Even my mama's dirty, and they go to the other side of things.
Yeah,
That's their purpose, whatever the case may be. But if you don't have an image there to show them what a good man is, you're going to be producing a whole bunch of fuck niggas. And that's what they're complaining about. But in reality of it, during the 90s, during the early 2000s, who are men now, these are the men now. Most of them grew up in single parent households.
right.
And it's very rare, I commend him, but it's very rare that you see a father with custody of their kids. So if you're saying that this is what society came down to, you also got to say this is what we breeded. Why do they want to act this way? It becomes a psychological thing more than it becomes a society thing. You can't even tell somebody else's kids, hey, you're doing the wrong thing. Take your ass home. Without that parent coming down there and be like, why are you talking to my kid that way?
Right.
They'd have, if I don't respect authority, I can never raise a family.
I feel you. So, all right. So I'm real man-centric, right? And one thing we learned, you and I, all rip in the Marine Corps, is accountability, responsibility, and holding yourself to a higher standard.
Discipline.
Right? Discipline. I try my best to live by that crap, even though my cousin on the other side there would tell you I fall short 80% of the time. Yeah, I do a lot of dumb shit. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But I try to be cognizant of it, right? And one of these things is, granted, it's a lot of fucked up women out here, right? You got women with crazy standards, unrealistic standards that themselves weigh 400 pounds, but they want to date The Rock.
I know that rumble anywhere.
That Big Shirley out there. You know what I mean?
You gonna find
and she want a man that makes six figures and all this nice stuff, right? Crazy. You got some women that's predatory, right? They prey on men who are successful because they want a piece of that bag. Mm-hmm. Granted, you got some women that are just straight smuts, 100% smuts, jumping from friend to friend, loving the crew.
She belongs to the street.
100%. They out there. But honestly, as a man, right, there's a responsibility on us to be more selective of who we deal with, right? Now, what we mentioned is one of the big things that we mentioned, right, is that mentorship isn't there. You know what I mean? And
keep going.
Had they not, I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, keep going.
I got you. I know you got something for me because it's cooking up, but let's get it. Let's get into it. But had they not reared these sorry ass men, they would have the youth would have mentors to look up to and talk to. However, in today's time, you have forums like this where they have men talking that's giving better guidance to what they're getting at home, right? So we still have some sort of reference we can reference to, right, for some sort of guideline. What we need to be more selective. I myself am being a hypocrite in saying that because I made some bad decisions for the Caleb.
I do like them scandalous women.
I do. I can't help myself, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I have a history of dealing with those types of women. But I didn't have the guidance, right? But so everything I'm saying is from hard, very, very hard life experiences.
I'm like DVD.
And
the opposite though. I big booty and a smile.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And this is the crux of it all for me right here. Had I made better decisions in women, I would have given the right woman the correct life, and together with her providing all those things that this lady was talking about, taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, feeding me, nurturing me, you know what I mean? After I'm dealing with all this stress outside the house and making sure I'm good, we could have built something very nice by this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead I gave the wrong woman the attention I should have given to a good girl, and I suffered greatly for that. You know what I mean? So I can't stress the importance enough that we got to be selective, even when our dick is hard, where we putting our dick at, because that will get us in trouble.
Discipline.
I know for life. I got another 7-8 years of one on right now I got to deal with. Until, you know what I mean? And having dumb arguments about dumb things until this joke is old enough to
kids them became an
speak for
installment
itself.
loan.
Right. You know, even though I don't have the financial worries other people have, I'm not getting raped by Uncle Sam or anything. Some people just make life difficult for the sake of making it difficult. And when you entangle yourself in that negativity, and it brings you down and it stops you from being productive. So we got to be accountable for what we hitting. Real talk.
No doubt.
We just got to.
But that brings us back to the culture we live in, man. Like, we live in a time where you can't correct other people. You know, if I say something that someone disagrees with, the first thing that's going to come out their mouth is, well, how much money you got? You know, there was a quote. I want to say it was Kevin Hart who said it, and I'm sure he wasn't the first one, but he said something one time, man, and I completely disagree with it. He said, don't take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with. Like, how disrespectful is that to our elders as a society? You know, like, life experience is the real currency. You know, if a crackhead want to sit down and tell me something, you know what? I'm gonna listen, because I think Farrakhan once said, when you laugh instead of listen, you put yourself in a position to fall victim to the same thing that person you laughing at.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing that, but I bring that back to say this. It's a vicious cycle, because these women are raising the same dudes that they're complaining about. You know? Exactly. Like, I was lucky. I had OGs in my life who put me on the game. And I had women who cared enough about me to say, hey, you know what? This is what I did. This is what that chick's going to try to do to you. You're a good dude. You got a good heart. She's going to try to run game on you. Don't go there, you know? And I can speak from experience, you know? I'm pushing 40. I ain't got no baby mamas out here. I haven't had to deal with that crap, at least not firsthand. But I've seen enough to know that it's not a game I want to play. And these women will holler that independent crap. They'll have these kids and everything. And when they get too much for them, when you need a man to raise a man, when he's 14, 15 years old, then you want to go and say his father ain't shit, because he's not going to come. He's not able to come and undo 14 years of alienation in 6 months.
Bullshit.
And then you're wondering, oh, well, I told you he won't nothing. And like I said, the cycle continues.
Always. And with that being said, it's because guess what? Who these single mothers had around them when they was out here doing this? They didn't have the respectable people in society around them. They only had, he's trying to figure it out guys around them. He's doing, he can't get a job, so he out here doing what he got to do. But guess what? These guys are also influencing your kids. You get what I'm saying? So if they see, like for instance, if you see something for 10, 15 years of, I'm about to go hit the block and I'm about to make it, but you see this person actually make it from doing that, you think that's a good way of life, because if he can do it, I know I can do it.
I fell into that too.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to somebody this week, naming names, but I was telling him, I was like, the difference between me, how I was raised by gangsters, not drug dealers. You feel me? Like, they also gave you a sense of responsibility to the community that you was in, even though you was doing the stuff that you shouldn't have been doing.
They had rules and boundaries.
Rules and boundaries.
You didn't mess with kids. You didn't mess with old ladies.
They don't be going out there around that old lady's house, man. You know how she get down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Show some respect.
And these same gangsters, just to add to it, you know, because we grew up in the same area, these same gangsters are the type of dudes that'll put a bullet in somebody one night and then the next morning help somebody's grandma cross the street.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It was ethics to it. Part of that was what it was supposed to be, but the other part was, hey, even though that's what that is. We don't want to do that, but that come across. But they taught you ethics. the drug dealer mindset is to get over. They don't really care about, but this is what actually raised the 90s and the 2000s.
Finesse
Well,
culture.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And because they had the fast money that these women needed during the times that they needed, because they was in hardship, even though they're living off the government, they're still in hardship. I need such and such to do such and such. Yeah, you know I got it. This, that, and the other.
Uh-huh.
That the image is everything.
Yeah.
And when they see these images and they see what they're able to do and things of that nature, they want to be more like it.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So like, it's not cool to work to work and then provide yourself an opportunity to go get an education and then go do some other stuff, or to get a trade or whatever. I'm gonna work hard, or I'm gonna work hard in this company, build my way up in this company, whatever. That's not cool no more. Like that makes you look like a sucker to everybody.
Now, was it ever cool during our lifetime? I don't recall it ever being cool.
It was never cool.
Not in our
But
lifetime.
it was cool to have a family.
Right.
Like back in the day, like what the old head said, I need to find me a good woman know how to cook, man.
True.
I ain't trying to be out, but you know what I'm saying? They was looking for that was the baseline of what they was looking for.
Mhm.
Now it's just I'm about to go out here and fuck some bitches tonight. I'm
Yeah.
gonna find me something.
Right.
I know I can do tonight. You know what I'm saying? But that's because they don't, if I don't see no value in you, why don't I see no value with you?
Hey, cuz, how many times did you hear me say that in our conversation before we went to the club?
For the sake of your image, I'm not even going to guess the number.
I'm gonna be real.
That's because
We were young though. We were
Yeah.
teenagers.
there's no value in what I'm supposed to be out here to get
Mm-hmm.
other than busting that nut. Like you can't, like females be like trying to, like for a person like me, retirement and things of this nature. A female will come up to you and be like, yo, you know, I work a corporate job, I do this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking is, I don't need your money, so that shit don't do nothing for me. So you know how to cook? You know what I mean? 'Cause I like, you know, I eat food. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to go out every single time to go eat. I want to know that you got at least a few good meals so I know, oh yeah, this shit about to be
Right.
busting. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm about to be good or whatever the case may be. Most women don't have the skills to keep him in. They have the skills to attract him.
That's it.
Say that again.
That's it.
Say that again.
But we
Say that again. Literally.
like, most women don't have the basic skills to keep him in.
Oh.
They think they do because they've been trying to replace a man in the family structure. So they try to do things that we would do to make ourselves attracted to the opposite sex. Me, I don't need that. I don't need your money. Your job don't do nothing for me. There's no status for me. It's a status for you. Because when you get in the corporate world, most of those women are what? Married, single mothers, this, that, and the other. So I become a thing for you. Oh, I got my man, this, that, and the other. Why are you at work? So I become something for you, but you don't become something for me, because what I need is I need peace of mind. I need peace.
The word is utility.
Yeah,
right?
You got
so you bring utility.
I'm like pretty much buying a wig
and functional utility to a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you provide this, protection, money,
Yeah.
and you fix shit, right?
So you can't. I said there's no such thing as an alpha female.
Mhm.
The only way you can be an alpha female is if I want to sleep with you, automatically off the rip. On my own personal standpoint, I'm not talking about everybody else, but for an alpha female, it's not you making this and you driving this and this, that, and the other. Because guess what? Y'all all in the workforce. There's a lot of you.
Well, if you ask me, what the definition of an alpha female should be, it should be what
Can you have kids?
what we seen, for example, the mothers in the church back in the day, right? Those women who mentor the young women and teach them how to be better women, and those that have taken care of their household, taking care of their man.
That's a
And they-
mother.
and they
No, you know what I'm
fail to
saying?
that.
Like those
That should be an alpha woman.
like alpha to
Yeah.
me.
That would be the yeah.
Are you able to carry my bloodline? That's a big thing.
Well,
No, think about it this way. I mean, as far as like what a man who don't need you to provide that aspect to them.
Yeah.
Can you carry? Can you carry a bloodline? Are
but-
you going to
but
raise them in the type of way?
too many of them can have children though.
That's what I'm saying. But
Right.
that's not all. That's not all of it. It's just a part
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. Okay.
So
all
are you fertile? Do you have a good head on your shoulders? Can I trust you to instill certain values and ethics into my kids?
It's the inside way.
Yeah. Are you gonna make sure that my house is clean when I come home at night if I'm working?
Mm.
Or can you cook? Can you teach my daughter how not to mess with dirty men out here and not be oppressed by the first man that flashed some money in your face? So I won't be raising a teenage doing a teenage pregnancy in my. I'm not worried about your physical. I'm worried about your mental and your emotional capability. Can you be a mother? More likely. Now that I'm older, I ain't looking at that. I'm talking about when I was in my 30s and I'm older. I'm like,
right.
But can you provide all these things? Or can your only thing you can do is just bust out a bunch of kids and give me a whole bunch of problems about the fact that you don't know how to raise these kids? My grandma raised 9. I know it's capable for you to raise 4 by herself.
But grandma didn't have Instagram.
No, exactly. She didn't got. That's another thing. Women believe everybody is up for the person they're supposed to be believing.
Bro, look, I was on TikTok, man. I love TikTok, bro. That joint's entertaining. I can't.
Yeah.
They got me addicted, baby. I love that joint, right? But look, I'm on TikTok. I'm going through the feed. I see this old chick. She got to be freaking 70 years old, right? But she got on some yoga pants, small waist, and that ass is ass. That thing is thinging up there. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking about the difference of the grandmothers today versus the grandmothers that we had that most of them are passed by now. They would never parade themselves around publicly like that. They wouldn't even go to the gym like that if they were still working out. Let alone have a bunch of pictures of themselves or videos of themselves flaunting their body, trying to show that they still got it. What the fuck is wrong?
Clout has been monetized though. Clout has been monetized now.
True.
Yeah, like what's the value of everybody done seen it? I just want my turn at this point. I heard good things. I mean, let's keep it in the bed. Like you get if I know you're accessible, you're no longer of value to me.
Mm.
The moment I know that you're accessible to any and every body, women make themselves accessible because they.
And I want to circle back to that thought. I got a good line for that. Go ahead and finish your thought, cuz you was getting ready to say something.
Nah, I was good. I was just listening.
You were saying that cloud is monetizable now.
Well, no, I mean that's what it is for as a reason why these people won't be on the Instagrams and the TikToks and all that, because you see some of these pages, man, people got 300,000-400,000 followers or whatever, and for every man out here who's worth a darn, unfortunately that's like 8 or 10 simps, So it's not to excuse what they're doing, but part of the reason that we see more older women doing those things is because it's money.
Mm-hmm.
It's flat out, it's money.
Facts. I see it that way. Like
it's money.
They've been struggling so long that their only concern becomes a financial security. It's not
like my bad. It's 2 birds with 1 stone.
A lot of them are raising their kids to take care of them, and people not really like.
Hold on, say that again. Say that again.
A lot of women are raising their kids to take care of them.
Man, I could have just added.
Oh shit!
Like they're trying to, because they don't look at the financial guide, like the financial stuff, and be like, oh, I want you to be a psychologist, because they know that psychologists make good money, and they also know that I took care of you. Then they put that into the kid's mind, like, I make sure, keep telling them stuff that you were supposed to do for them anyway. You had him. The kids don't, or him or she.
I sacrificed so much for you. I've done this for you.
I need you to do this for me.
Mommy ain't got a man. Mommy lonely.
And really, they just pocket watching.
Yep.
So I put you in that position. I know what you make now. And I need you to do this for me. All that stuff I did for you, all them practices I took you to, all those things like that. They doing what they're supposed to do to a man. to the kids.
Hey, I don't know if y'all football fans or not, man, but just a quick tangent. There was a football player, man. I think he came out like in the early 2000s, but a guy named Philip Buchanan. He was a cornerback. I think he got drafted by the Raiders. Anyway, I bring him up, man. He wrote this book called Staying Rich or something along those lines. And he was talking about his financial journey. You know how I think he was like from Florida, poor part of Florida. He came up, and he was talking about, man, like how basically when he got drafted, how his whole family flipped on him, man, and how his mom, who, mind you, this man was raised by his grandmother, how his mom, when he got drafted, his mom gave him a bill for like, I think it was like for $50,000. I'm probably misquoting this, but
man, no, ain't no way that happened.
Yeah, yes, she did. She gave him a bill for raising him for 18 years, and there was a set mark per year, and she multiplied it by 18 and said, "This is what you owe me." Meanwhile, I think in the book he mentions that his grandmama had like raised him from the age of 6 on.
I'm a product of that myself. Like, I was in foster care, and my grandma took care of me. The moment I got into the military, my estranged mother comes in and thinks and starts asking me to help her out. This is not, can I come down there and stay with you? And things of that nature. And I'm sitting there like, I don't even know this woman like this.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
Just to be in my household like this, or whatever the case may be. But then when I started telling her no, she felt like I was wronging her because I didn't want to take care of her. And then your family. That's why I said when a man's a man, he doesn't let nobody cloud his judgment. I can listen to you,
yeah,
and I can respect what you're saying, but you're not gonna cloud my judgment because at the same time, what you walk through ain't what I walk through. I'm set a certain type of way that you ain't set, so I can respect what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm like, I'll learn how to live life a certain type of way. She can't be in my household. Tell you some uncles then you can't be in my household. I was like, I try to do stuff for her on the side, but as far as like us being on the same household, can't go because I know how she's set. And that's the same thing you got to do with females out here. You can't listen to what they I say they gaslight. They gaslight you to believe something, and then that's not who they are. They talk better than pimps now.
Oh, you know?
Gotcha, bitch.
They talk better than pimps now.
Oh, yeah.
So like, you can only go off their actions. I can only, the same way you going off of me. You can only, I can tell you a whole lot of shit, and until I do it, that shit ain't true.
And that's real. If you notice, a lot of women these days, they know how to be good women. Mm-hmm. They know what we want. They know how to make us feel what we want to feel, right? And a lot of them will use that as bait.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? To draw us in, lock us down, either through marriage, commitment, or baby, right? And then as soon as they have what they want, they switch the game up, and you no longer get any of that anymore. So they know how to do it.
Like the concept done changed. Remember back in the day, oh, that's a good man. You need to marry him. Now the concept done changed to, oh, he got a good job. You need to put him on child support.
Mm-hmm.
Like
talking about.
This is not what I'm like. I think this is what I have literally seen through my times in life when people get pregnant and things of that nature. These parents ain't telling them y'all need to stick this out and raise this kid good. They tell them, hey, go down there, get some content, you know what I'm saying? Or they telling the female, go down there to the court, put them on child support.
Yeah.
But we automatically going in this like we ain't gonna be doing nothing as a family unit.
They tell them how to run that government play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the government, the damn 500 government play.
Can't be trusted. That nigga can't be trusted, or you can't trust her. I always see how people move. You need to go down there like it's almost like they continue the cycle. Nobody tries to break the cycle no more. They just try to continue it.
No, that's too much like work, cuz. That's too much like work trying to break the cycle.
Mama was on the system was good for your mom, but the system be good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it works. Is just it's like it's messed up to be knowing that okay, y'all birthing kids to the same shit that we was trying to get out of when we was kids.
Funny,
That's crazy.
funny.
And nobody throws no accountability to it.
Boy, I'm a hypocrite, boy. We sit here talking about hoes and how they fuck up our whole community. And I pick up my phone, and the first thing I start admiring is a big old booty bouncing on my timeline.
Hey,
just now. Boy, I'm terrible. Oh man.
So
Hey,
and part of it is the niggas that we gotta take accountability, even though it's not the good ones who's doing it, but it's the reason why it's your mindset. You made this pick, and that means he saw you as a sucker. He knew that, believe it or not, a lot of these men be having babies now because they know they can always rely on their baby mama.
yeah, that's a play too. I've heard that out of a woman's mouth.
The bums know how to pick out a good woman.
yeah.
I don't care what nobody
True.
says.
Fact.
Oh, yeah.
The bum ass nigga,
Fact.
he knows
What they call them? The homosexuals?
Yeah,
The homosexuals?
Let me tell you something. When I was a bum, brother, I ain't had no money, no job. All my chicks were professional women. They had their own businesses. You know what I mean? You right. When you a bum,
up because of him,
yeah.
and then next time like, I always see her doing her thing, but now she messed up. I can't trust these niggas.
Thanks,
right.
Eric.
Because that was me. I was one of them. I was one of them
Can't
dudes.
trust them.
Yeah.
I know you lied to me. I know you got
Yeah.
hoes.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn man, we done corrupted ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can never see the good. Black people don't see the good in nobody no more.
I was terrible.
But you
Like,
know
I'm
what?
gonna see the bad in you before I see the good.
But the big variable though that we fail to touch is this, man. Like when a woman really likes you, none of that shit really matters.
Exactly.
Like I'm talking about, I ain't talking about she feeling you. Like when a woman really likes you, she'll find a reason to be with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's as simple as that. Like I listen to all these like when the MGTOW movement and all that crap had this little wave and all that, and I would listen to these people talk about like high value men and all this and all that, and I'm thinking back on my life, you know, like I ain't nothing special, but when a woman liked me, it didn't matter how much money I had, it didn't matter what I could do for her, you know, it was what it was, and that's what a lot of people miss, man. Like I almost respect the woman who it's just out here being promiscuous more than I do someone who is just, you know, being predatory and like ruining people's lives and having babies, you know, for their financial gain.
You know what, cuz?
I got
Look. Hold that thought, because that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
That we can have as soon as we end this stream right here. We can start another one and go right into it.
All right.
But hold that thought though, because if y'all want to see it, tune into the next one. We out. Peace.
All right.